And just to emphasize how early we truly are in an emerging market where retail enters first without regulatory clarity, there are a couple dozen million developers globally. And in terms of crypto and Web3 developers, right here they say 23,000 developers. Even if we're at 100,000 to 200,000, that's an absolute drop in the bucket. Hey, what's up guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Let's kick it off. Alright, big thanks to all to hit the like button and let's get into it. So first up, we have Ripple partner Zago. Now they build solutions that actually utilize the XRP ledger, and we can see that Zago has introduced 6 new currencies. The Australian dollar, the Hong Kong dollar, the Japanese yen, Singapore dollar, New Zealand dollar, and the Bahraini dinar. So Zago is based in South Africa. They've been around since 2016, adding a variety of new fiat currencies to their unique payment gateway and trade exchange. We can see the XRP Ledger, Circle, a variety of organizations, even BCB, which is huge. Zago's unique platform and various business solutions are built using Ripple's XRP Ledger. I don't like that they said Ripple, it should just be the XRP Ledger. And remember what we discussed in yesterday's video, sending Swift transactions, over 45 million messages per day, accounting for over $5 trillion per day, with a 6% error rate, because there's no visibility, there's not the best security. And due to so many inefficiencies, the fees are incredibly high, and crypto can help solve this massively. So Zago leverages a variety of business solutions orchestrating the transfer of value to trusted destinations where they can be converted into required currencies such as fiat and withdrawn or sent to a crypto address, with absolute finality of delivery within hours if not minutes at a fraction of the cost of current providers, all with certainty. And just emphasizing the payment speed is essential. With the XRP Ledger, it takes roughly 3 seconds. If you're sending via Bitcoin, it takes 12 minutes to clear on average for a block confirmation. And for Ethereum, it still takes a few minutes. And the gas costs for Ethereum are 1,000 times higher than sending on the XRP Ledger. We have a recent report by Ripple. 80+% of financial leaders believe that tokenization will make a significant impact across sectors, trading tokenized assets, stocks and bonds, real estate, derivatives, and carbon markets. So we have 80+% of global financial leaders having this thought on tokenization. And 66% of enterprise finance leaders are familiar with using blockchain solutions for finance to trade, borrow, or lend tokenized real-world assets. And this is pretty cool, shared by Crypto Eddie. Ripple the company has jumped through some hoops to get a money transfer license in more than 30 states thus far. And you can find this right on Ripple's website under legal, under money transfer license. We can see the license number in a variety of states. And now that XRP is determined not to be a security, it can be used in the US. And remember the company Tranglo, Ripple owns 40% of this organization. And they use on-demand liquidity or XRP as a bridge asset throughout a variety of payment corridors. And not too long ago, they processed over $1 billion in ODL transactions or over $1 billion in XRP. What I'd like to see Tranglo and a variety of other companies do is start using ODL at scale and process billions upon billions per month. And you can learn more at tranglo.com/ODL. We also got news that XRP is now supported by the crypto payment giant BitPay. What's interesting about this is about 30 merchants accept XRP direct payments now, including big names such as AMC Theaters and Newegg. Merchants can now accept XRP payments from over 100 wallets. Next up, an amazingly detailed thread by Panosmec on Twitter covering XRP. XRP is one of the biggest threats to banks. In a time when the global economy is more connected than ever, it's shocking and absolutely crazy to think there isn't a complete payments network that allows seamless and efficient transfer of money around the world. The need for connection, accessibility, financial inclusion, and interoperability has never been greater. The majority of this legacy and financial infrastructure was built back in the 70s. It needs updating. Currently, it's outdated, inefficient, and there's no interoperability between different networks. And Swift, sending over 45 million financial messages today, accounting for over $5 trillion per day in payment flows, is the largest system around the world with over 10,000 institutions in its network. However, with this system, no money is ever moved. These are just account entries and correspondent banks' ledgers that get adjusted, credited, and debited. And because it's difficult for banks, especially small and medium-sized ones, to have direct relationships and pre-funded money with most of the other banks around the world, they rely on the big ones that act as middlemen or intermediaries. So 99% of banks around the world rely on the other big players. As we know, there are 3 big banks that control and oversee over 80% of all cross-border payments. That is HSBC, JP Morgan, and Citibank. So all of these smaller banks have to leverage a correspondent network, pay heavy fees. It takes another day or two for the money to even get there, and 6% of payments are lost or there's a fail rate. And just like the rise of crypto in Web 3, we can look back at Web 2, we can look at the rise of cloud computing. Think about Amazon Web Services, AWS. Cloud was experimented on before that, but Amazon actually created AWS technically in 2006. Over 15 years later, 99%, basically 100% of Netflix exists on cloud. And you and I watching Netflix, most of us don't care and we don't need to know that. That is the future of blockchain. A lot of these systems are going to be leveraged with tokens in the background, but nobody's going to know. So the 99% of banks pay a lot of fees to the 1% of banks that are in power holding this monopoly. This also leads to higher cost for end customers. This is called correspondent banking, and this is how a typical cross-border payment works. So here's the sending country with the sender and the sender's local bank. They send it to the correspondent bank and pay a fee. So we can see a fee, and then between here there's a currency exchange and another fee to get to Bank C in the receiving country's correspondent bank. After it gets to that bank, it goes to Bank D, or the actual recipient of that country. So international payments are extremely fragmented. There's a variety of middlemen, there's a variety of processes, messaging, formatting that could be different in each country, which leads to a lot of friction and not smooth, seamless interoperability. So there are fees charged for initiating payment, there's correspondent bank fees, there are different fees in terms of the spread and account fees and the message fee of SWIFT, a settlement fee, and then an international wire fee as well. And blockchain's a threat because it can automate this entire process with smart contracts, make it tamper-proof, make it transparent. You can still keep private information private, and this would automate everything. But the biggest banks, although they're going to adopt this technology, they don't want to because they make billions of dollars in the world of transaction banking per year. Why would these banks want to get rid of a multi-billion-dollar revenue stream? So the goal of Ripple is to leverage the XRP ledger to level the playing field. And leveraging XRP as a bridge currency and cross-border payments can eliminate the need for pre-funded liquidity. And in terms of money that's sitting in pre-funded accounts, at least Brad Garlinghouse in the news during an interview several years ago said approximately $27 trillion is locked up in pre-funded accounts for liquidity as just-in-case money. It also eliminates credit and liquidity risk from the entire process, lowering bank costs considerably. With XRP, institutions only have to hold their domestic currency and maintain one account with XRP, which minimizes the number of middlemen involved in their markup on spreads. So you have the sender and the send-side exchange with the XRP ledger right in the center for real-time settlement, bidirectional messaging, and insight, and you have the receiving end. So it's just one instead of multiple middlemen. And using an automated, tamper-proof network, you don't have to trust anybody any longer. Since the XRP ledger is universal, it's jurisdictionless and decentralized. As Panos says, the big banks are making billions of dollars every year because of the correspondent banking system that SWIFT built years ago. And here's a side-by-side of SWIFT and all the correspondent banking partners 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have RippleNet in the center connecting their banks. And this is a great point. The main difference between them is SWIFT means just the exchange of data and information, while Ripple means the exchange of value and actual settlements. Nobody else in the world offers exchange of value except for the ones that leverage crypto and blockchain tech. So that's an amazing thread by Panos. Also, really quick, some tips for any Casper holders that are transacting, delegating, or undelegating their stake using CSPR.live, the block explorer. So whether you use a Ledger Nano X, Nano S, or the official Casper wallet, I've seen people say that sometimes when they try to send their Casper or delegate it, the transaction says rejected. What's going on and how do you fix this? All you need to do is make sure you just have a little Casper that's liquid to pay for fees, and it helps to clear your browser's cache. And also use a different browser. So if you're using Chrome and it's not working, try it on Brave. Make sure you clear the cache. If you're using Ledger, make sure the application of the crypto app Casper and the firmware are fully updated as well. And also make sure it's actually connected to the Casper Live Block Explorer. Bottom line, don't panic. As long as you keep your private keys, your 24 words safe, and never share them with anybody. There are also scammers that will try to get your words. So don't trust them, don't trust anybody, do not send or share those words with anybody. If they have those words, they can access your crypto. So there's scammers in a variety of crypto communities that act like account support on Telegram, Discord, YouTube comments, Twitter, you name it. That's not official. Nobody will ever ask you or need your private keys. And beware of phishing attacks where they send you a link that might look like Casper Live, but it could be a different character and be very subtle. Do not connect your wallet to any unofficial websites. Only use official links. I also have a Casper staking and wallet tutorial on my YouTube channel, and today the APY is 10.7%. Hedera staking is capped now at a max of 2.5%, whereas Casper, whether it maintains 50% to 90% in total stake bonded, this is likely going to be 8% to 16% in staking rewards that auto-compound year-round. When you first start delegating your stake to Casper Live to earn those rewards every era or every 2 hours, note that when you initially delegate, it may take up to 2 eras or even 4 hours for the first reward to appear after delegation. After that, you're good to go. Stake and rewards come in every 2 hours or every era. And here's a random Casper wallet. We can see their deployments, and we scroll all the way over to stake and rewards. We can see they're making 6 Casper and 12 Casper here every single era or every 2 hours. And you can undelegate your tokens anytime, and then they can be liquid in your wallet again to send to an exchange or do whatever you want with it. But when you undelegate your tokens, it typically takes 7 eras, approximately 14 hours. At the high end, it has taken 16 hours. If it takes 16 hours, don't panic. Just look at the deploy and see if it's pending or not. Your Casper is safe as long as you have those private keys. No one will ever be able to access it, and there's always a way for you to access your Casper. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I provided some docs off the Casper Network website, just going over delegating, staking, undelegating, and step-by-step tutorials, and this is available on docs.casper.network under users/delegate. In the meantime, the Bitcoin price chart is still holding at 26,000 per this video. If you asked me last year where we would be, I thought we would have gone to 35K at the very least, if not around 42K. I know people are entertaining another sweep of the lows. I would hate that, and that would delay things. I personally expect Bitcoin to recover and close this open fair value gap at the very least. So we have weekly open fair value gaps right around the 35K region. There's a variety of confluences at that level, and the highest open weekly fair value gap is still open and untested thus far at around 60,000. We're less than 8 months away from the next Bitcoin halving in April. The sooner Bitcoin can start moving, the sooner a variety of alts sitting at their lows can start recovering. Next up by this gentleman right here, we covered this a few videos ago, the Bharat blockchain Yatra joined India's largest blockchain confluence ever, and we can see powered by Hedera, with over 50,000 participants spanning across 18 states throughout India. From programmable money and payments to capital markets and digital asset tokenization, from manufacturing, supply chain and logistics to energy and sustainability. And just like this gentleman says, there are going to be so many more developers that come over to blockchain, not just retail. We need developers building real solutions. He says initially 50,000 plus, later 500,000 developers will be joining to learn Hashgraph tech. And just to emphasize how early we truly are in an emerging market where retail enters first without regulatory clarity, there are a couple dozen million developers globally. And in terms of crypto and Web3 developers, right here they say 23,000 developers. Even if we're at 100,000 to 200,000, that's an absolute drop in the bucket. And believe it or not, these public networks will be leveraged by enterprises at scale, even if it's only for security of these public networks, which is far superior to security of private and hybrid instances. This will impact banking and finance, accounting, supply chain management and track and trace, and logistics of goods connected with IoT, leveraging and being complementary with AI. Big data, cybersecurity, voting in elections to prevent fraud, insurance claims, healthcare records, and patient information. The data of patient medical records can still stay private due to compliance, but they'll likely be connected to public networks like they're already experimenting today, so you can see actual timestamps that are immutable. Real estate, smart cities, government agencies, e-commerce, and a variety of other industries. As the CEO of Casper Labs says, blockchain is the best copy protection technology that exists. And there are global organizations plugging in to hybrid, permissioned, and public networks, such as Walmart leveraging Hyperledger for food supply chain. So this isn't speculative, we are seeing development each and every day. If we were in a crypto bear market and there were no developments, there were no investments, there was no building, then I would be worried. But provided the projects that I'm interested in and personally hold, I love seeing the developments in the building during the hard days. And when you look at the Linux Foundation with Casper Labs and Hyperledger members, some of the world's largest organizations, right here the DTCC, this was the Fed before the Fed existed, IBM. You have crypto organizations, we have Deloitte, Deutsche Telekom, the company Ripple, Siemens, Visa, Walmart, Wipro, which is on Hedera's governing council and they also have a node, Smart Dubai and Smart Cities, a variety of colleges, global organizations like Salesforce, SAP. It's happening and it's just a matter of time. They're leveraging different Hyperledger frameworks that could be permissioned or private, but these private frameworks are also connecting to public networks such as Hedera, Casper's network, and XRP has a variety of pilots with actual banks, some central banks. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.